me, Steph the Alternate, your nerdy alternative, and I am joined today with Andy, our erstwhile leader, rocking it at the moment and being comfy AF. You look comfy.
I'm in my face down chair and I am finally comfortable. It took me several days, but I'm here and I'm owning it and I don't care. And anybody who's been through detached retina will know how tough it is to find that position. And now I finally have found a comfortable position. And I can now stare with you here on the desk. It's amazing. So let's get to it. We got the news. And
Yep.
I didn't think we'd be talking about Kanye, but here we are talking about Kanye again.
Yeah, we're talking about Kanye, and as you can imagine, it ain't good. So, Julia Fox, she's released a new memoir, Down the Drain, and she is revealing that overall, as far as I'm concerned, Kanye West is a danger to women. Like, what she is describing and what is coming out about his latest marriage to Bianca Censori is extremely chilling. So stay tuned because we're going to go through all the details that we've been able to find so far. So first up with Julia Fox, she's revealing that, he treated their brief relationship like a sick, twisted game that made her feel dirty. And so she also mentioned that the relationship with Kanye was fake as hell and that he paraded her around like a trophy. So didn't treat her like a human being, like, relationships should be all about. It was all about parading her around like a trophy, which, pretty much harkens back to the day of when he was with Kim Kardashian, as far as I'm concerned. Now, Julia Fox, a little bit more detail on this, says that her relationship with Kanye West was all for sure, something she can now talk about because she didn't sign a legal documentation. She didn't sign an NDA. Kanye West really effed up on that one.
Full disclosure, she's also selling a book, so we do have to take that for as it is.
True. And she's spilling all the alleged details in her new memoir, Down the Drain, hit the shelves today. According to page 6, she details a whirlwind romance with Kanye that lasted for just a couple of months, starting towards the end of 2021 and then ended around about January, February time of 2022. So Julia Fox, she mentions that Kanye first entered her life when a friend of hers asked to pass along a number to him. Apparently, he'd inquired about her, and once they connected, Julia says that Kanye called her dozens of times and that they talked for a long time, noting that it was mostly him yapping, which kind of, in my head, it's like, feels like he's love bombing her a little bit, like calling her all the time, this, that, and the other. Eventually, after all that, he invited her to join him for New Year's Eve down in Miami, flew her and her friends out, leading to their now famous public date, the first one. However, what actually happened at the club when they got there, was absolutely disgusting, guys. So she writes, quote, Kanye's hands scanning the folds of my body as she kissed his neck. I know this is the beginning of something truly special. So on their first date, she here is describing their first kiss. Kanye then led Julia out to a parking lot. This is where it gets really disgusting really quickly. He says, she writes, quote, the artist starts peeing on the wall and I quickly jump in front of him. Bear in mind that when she's saying the artist, she is actually meaning Kanye West. She doesn't name him. She just says the artist, okay? She said she yelled at bystanders, you better not take any pictures. Once he zips his pants back up, he puts his arms round me, pulls me in close, kissing me passionately. Now, I don't know about you, but that's disgusting on a lot of fronts. Firstly, he's literally peeing
Is he drunk,
in front of her. Huh?
What if he's just drunk? You know how many people pee outside bars on the wall? This is not the grossest thing I've seen. Is it weird and inappropriate? Sure. But he's peeing on the wall because he's got to piss.
In front of a lass that he wants to make out with and he wants to be with.
He's peeing on a wall. He's peeing on a wall. He didn't pee on her or the people.
Dude, he's literally peeing in front of her. Like,
I mean,
that's
yeah,
disgusting. That is just nasty. And then afterwards, he don't even wash his hands. He goes
well,
in and grabs her and
that's the
then
weirdest
kisses
part
her.
to me. Of like, but you can pee without touching pee, Steph. A guy
No.
can pee because it's a, you
No.
don't have to touch the pee if you're
No.
peeing.
He touched his dong to pee, okay? And then didn't wash
I mean,
his
that's
hands.
just
And then
skin.
had his hands all over Julia Fox and kissed her. You're telling me that that's not
And you know what's
disgusting?
weird? I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. You know what's weird? She stuck around. She didn't use this as a red flag to leave. Is she like, who is this Julia? Look, I don't know the story. I'm reacting to stuff. Who is this Julia Fox? The only way I know of her is because she dated Kanye West, and she's exploited it and used it for so damn long. And I am no fan of Kanye. Don't get me wrong. And I think something messed up is going on. But do we really believe this girl? This Uncle Gems. That's what I know about this girl. She's the girl who said Uncle Gems, and then has literally made her whole life talking about Kanye West. And now her big gross out is because he peed on a wall outside of a bar with her. Come on, Steph, give me something worse than that. This is tame to what we've heard Kanye do to people.
Yeah, okay, it's tame in comparison to what we've heard Kanye West do before, but Kanye West has been extremely, I don't know the other word, extreme. If this was anyone else,
Dude,
we would be like, oh, this is so disgusting.
Worse.
You won't be like, oh, well, they've done worse, so,
The fact that he supports the NAs, those people is way worse than peeing on a wall. Like this, the fact that he exposed himself on that Italian boat and apparently had service done to him, also worse than peeing on the wall outside a club. This is the best Julia Fox has got. What I need to hear more. What is this? Feels to me like she heard how crazy he really turned into, and she's now exploiting that opportunity to now be like, he peed on a wall, he did this and that. I need more, Steph. What else is she saying?
Well, for the record, I think it's disgusting. He didn't wash his hands afterwards, and then he had his hands all over her. Yuck.
What's worse,
no
that or
way.
being a Nazi?
Goodbye, Vienna. So, next up, the next day at Carbone, Julia says that Kanye bluntly asked her to be his girlfriend, and if she was cool taking their new union public. It was at this point that she says she felt like the whole thing was a sham, considering photos of that exact moment were being snapped by a paparazzi.
So she knows it's a sham, and she's still doing it. Why?
Look,
you don't immediately have
that's
red
her decision to do.
I don't like Kanye. I got so many red flags with this girl. She is such a clout-chasing liar. I'm sorry, I'm going to say it, call it like it is. What do you mean? She's telling the story, and I could already tell it was a sham, so I dated him anyway. Why the fuck are you dating him if you could tell it was a sham? Make that make sense, Steph.
I agree with you there. Totally agree with you
there.
there.
Trying to tell the story to defend herself, but she's only revealing how dumb she is.
No, she's revealing how dumb she is in certain aspects, I agree. But you still ain't gonna persuade me into thinking that a dude peeing in front of you and then kissing you afterwards without washing his hands is like, okay. It really is not.
We need a poll there. Is that a deal breaker? Chat, what do you think?
It just shows a lack of disrespect for the woman. It's like, yeah, I'll just pee in front of you. Whatever. And then afterwards not wash my hands and have my hands all over you and kiss you. Ugh. That's just disrespect. Anywho, so shortly thereafter, Julia says that she was asked to showcase several outfits arranged by Kanye, saying that she felt like a show monkey. During one of these fittings, she felt like a certain top didn't feel right, to which Kanye allegedly replied, "I'll get you a boob job if you want."
He said, if you want. That is him giving her the choice. I thought he was going to be more demanding. The dude's like, I'll get you a lot of chicks want boob jobs, Steph. And he's like, I'll get you a boob job if you want one.
Dude, no.
This isn't bad enough.
No. Think about it, right? If a top doesn't fit me, right? And I'm small chested, okay? I'm a 34B. I'll put it out there, I don't care, all right? A lot of it is padding, guys. Padding is my best friend there. But anyways, if a top doesn't fit me, yeah, there's 3 options. Take it back for a refund, swap it for a top that does fit me, or go to a freaking tailor.
or get a boob job if you
No!
want one.
That's
If you want one.
extreme. First off, right, she's describing the fact that essentially Kanye would tell her what to wear because he would showcase several outfits arranged by him, which again is not unheard of because that's what Kim Kardashian also said. So there's that element of mental control there to control what that person is wearing. That's not good. And then secondly, instead of turning around and saying, okay, we'll swap it for something that fits or we'll get it tailored for you, he goes to, all right, I'll give you a boob job then.
If you want.
If you want, but why offer that in the first place? That's bad.
Well, he is a controlling. I'm not going to deny there's levels of control. I mean, even the peeing in front of her is sort of a test to see if she's cool with it, right? Like, I hear you. I'm not.
Yeah.
Please don't let me defend. I don't want to have to defend Kanye ever because I don't like the guy anymore. But there's a lot of choices here that Julia is making that I'm also going to call her out for, because it's like, you feel like a show monkey, then leave. Then say, I feel like a show monkey. I believe she enjoyed feeling that way around Kanye because it's Kanye fucking West and he's a designer, artist, genius, whatever. And she clearly was buying it until it didn't work out anymore. So I don't know. Nothing in here is like so offensive that I'm like, oh my God, we gotta this. He's done so much worse than what Julia is dishing, in my opinion.
Well, you say that he's done so much worse. Yes, he
That's
has.
This is it?
I agree there, but
wait,
this is bad as well.
I felt like he's using me in some weird twisted game. It makes me feel dirty. Okay, that's not right, but a lot of dudes do that. Wow, you're not just because he picked out some clothes, asked you if you want a boob job, and then peed in front of you. That's what we got here. And then he gave her a non-disclosure, which she I guess didn't sign. And they argued during the upcoming dates when Kanye reported listed things he didn't like about her. This stuff seemed more interesting to me. Maybe there's more in the book than we're getting.
Yes.
And then Julia claims she broke up with him by text. Good for her.
Yeah.
After Kanye revealed he had spoken about Julia with his ex-wife. Yeah, good for her for leaving.
Right. But this is the thing, right? She also admitted that she felt like Kanye West's puppet. And again, this is there's a precedent to this because Kim Kardashian has effectively said that as well, that she felt like Kanye West's puppet in terms of that he dressed her and she wouldn't go out without his approval in terms of what she was wearing, this, that, and the other. And she felt that she had been weaponized in his bid to hurt Kim. Now, he's since moved on with Australian designer Bianca Censori, whom he married in early 2022. Sources have suggested that he's also very controlling of his new wife, saying to the Daily Mail, Kanye has a set of rules for Bianca, which includes never speak and wear what he wants her to wear. And here we go with his new wife, the new quote unquote victim, for want of a better phrase, as far as I'm concerned. Kanye West allegedly orders his wife Bianca Censori to never speak, amongst other rules. And so, as reported by Page 6, he's ordered her to never speak, in addition to requesting that she abide by his wardrobe suggestions. The insider says, quote, Kanye has a set of rules for Bianca, which includes never speak and wear what he wants her to wear. She's also required to eat certain food items and to work out, even though Kanye doesn't work out. The insider added that Bianca has no mind of her own anymore. And even though, there were reports that the marriage wasn't official, this, that, and the other, there is now confirmation that their marriage is now official.
All right, serious question, Steph. Serious question, right?
Right.
This is awful, for the record. This is all awful, and this sounds disgusting.
Yeah.
However, if a woman wants to be treated like her man's object and follow his rules, is she allowed?
It depends how the woman has got there in the first place. If she's choosing to follow the man's rules, this, that, and the other, out of her own free will, okay, that's one thing. But being groomed and manipulated into that scenario is a complete another.
I mean, this is now, let's not forget that she fell in love and married to Kanye, who publicly proved he was a Nazi sympathizer, right? So I'm like, this wasn't like, uh, college dropout Kanye, or, like the good albums Kanye. This was problematic Kanye, right? So it's like part of me goes into this, and yes, I mean, like, is she safe? Does she need help? Of course, you're right. But there's another part of me like, is this what she wants? Like, she wants to be Kanye's weird person, so then she can do this, and then eventually leave and write the book on it next. Like, we're in this weird world as a pop culture society where I'm like not shocked anymore, and I'm also just like, girl, what are you doing? Okay, well, am I supposed to be mad if she's consensually married to her owner and that's what she chooses to do? Like, that's not what I would choose to do, or what any woman or anyone I know to choose to do. But I guess what do we do? Like, there's a weird part of this where it's like, sorry, there's a weird part of me which is like, it's just not really my business. And it's like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. It's like calling the cops on Britney. It's the same thing here. Am I supposed to call the cops on Bianca just because someone's telling me that Kanye's controlling her? Like, when the reality is, like, she's allowed to be controlled. Um, I don't know. It's like, I do think he's abusive POS. Like, it seems clear, but I'm also like, clearly at this point, women should know what they're getting into when they're with Kanye. Like, he's getting more and more, it seems, willing to just say what he wants, and he's rich and powerful enough that there are women out there that will be like, yes, sir, give me whatever you want. I will do whatever you need. Do you know what I mean, Steph? So I'm like, I'm torn on this one because I don't support it. I hope she's safe. What do we do to ensure she's safe without calling the cops like everyone calls them on Brittany, when she may very well be okay with everything?
Okay. So again, it's all about freedom and having one's own agency, right? So if the woman is deciding out of her own free will to, yeah, follow the man and do what the man says, that's one thing. But if she's entering a relationship where it's slowly deteriorating without them realizing it, where they're slowly and slowly and slowly going under the control of the man, where they're then being manipulated and controlled and told what to wear and what to eat, this, that, and the other, then we're talking a complete different kettle of fish. Now, I think it's no secret in the whole wide world whatsoever that Kanye is a complete narcissist, right?
Yep.
Absolutely, yeah. But narcissists are really, really good at reeling people in. And once they're in, you're screwed. And he'll start slow.
But,
And
come
they'll
on,
make it.
Steph.
And
Like,
women are
I'm
really,
sorry.
really good at making excuses.
We
We
have to
really,
we
really
have to
are.
toughen up.
Best believe.
We
Oh
have
yeah,
to
he did
toughen
that, but
people
because
up,
of this, and
man.
he did
I
that, but because of this, and
Kanye
we
West
kind
is
of
so
rationalize with
obvious.
ourselves the crazy, and we take on more and more and more and more and more,
No,
not actually realize the reality of the situation is actually we're in a mentally nasty relationship until it's too late. Sometimes.
no, I think you are giving this woman way too much. Like, this is a public figure who is a known Nazi sympathizer who has done horrible things. Like, it takes a Google to find that out. And I'm sorry, like, at a certain point, we have to empower women and men to do more homework before getting in a relationship. Now, I would agree, there's a lot of terrible people who get in a bad relationship and you have no idea because you can't Google them, because you don't know. They're not famous, right? There's nothing to know about this person. This person, Kanye West, is a Googleable known psychopath. And you're telling me that I'm supposed to be worried for this girl who can't make her own decisions at this point? Like, if she needs help, she's got to come forward and ask for it. Otherwise, she's married to the man. It's consensual. It's none of my fucking business. Like, I'm sort of sick of, like, oh, we have to go. Like, it's Britney all over. Like, I don't support people calling the cops on Britney. Is she unwell? Maybe. But in this instance, like with Kanye, I despise Kanye. I think this is disgusting. I think this seems like she is in trouble. I 100% agree. But I'd be a hypocrite if I suddenly now am like, we must save her. She doesn't know. She has no brain. She's being manipulated by tricking the nice. What nice version of Kanye, Steph? This is the most obvious red flag person you could ever find in the world. And she's agreeing. So it's like, at a certain point, like, I can't keep victimizing whoever chooses to go with Kanye, we need to publicly announce to the world, if you date Kanye, you will be used. You will be taken advantage of. He will demand you do what he wants. And at a certain point, I can't feel sorry for the girl because I'm like, girl, you could have. It's like Meghan Markle. I didn't Google who Prince Harry was. You fucking idiot. Like, I don't feel sorry for this woman. Is it weird? Is it creepy? Sure. But I don't feel sorry for her. Like, I don't believe she has zero agency and she's being tricked, that she is completely unaware of what's happening. That's just my 2 cents. I'm reacting to it live. Maybe I'll get canceled, but I just don't. Kanye sucks. Kanye's lost his mind, and it feels like he's now trying to center himself around people who will just do whatever the fuck he tells them to do. And this woman is totally doing that. She is totally allowing him to be the weird, crazy, Nazi sympathizing psychopath that he is. And I do not have remorse for her. I don't. I feel like she could have easily Googled and known all the red flags that are publicly out there. And you should know that your boundaries and everything else are going to be pushed. Like, enough. Sorry, girl, Bianca. It's weird, but you're doing it. And I do you know what I mean, Steph? Like, of course, I'm all for victims, and we got to be careful, and people need to be warned in relationships. But this is where I feel like we get scary. Where like this girl knows exactly what she's doing, just like Julia Fox. I don't think Julia Fox is a victim. She's admitting the red flags as she chose them. And to me, as a society, we have to stop coddling these people and start wake up and know you're not in a safe spot. Don't just write it for clout and then go write a book to make a bunch of money and expose the guy who had gave you obvious red flags from day one, right, Steph? When he tried to pee in front of you and didn't wash his hands. Hello? Get the hell out of there, girl. Run away as fast as you can. And I think we need to have those conversations, because otherwise people will continue to use this as an opportunity to become the clout chaser. Whereas, honestly, Kanye West can have a slave if he wants one. If someone wants to be his slave and they know what they're signing up for and they're going to be his property, it's none of my fucking business. None of my fucking business. So for this woman to play the role, and then I will bet you in 6 months we'll get her book. Oh, I didn't know better. Fuck, come on, girl. Come on. Do you know what I'm coming from, Steph? You see a little bit of what I mean?
I see a little bit of what you mean. Of course, there is some sort of freedom of choice that Bianca has made in terms of being with Kanye West, of course. But with a narcissist, they're very, very good at manipulation and control, and doing so without you realizing, and doing so and getting worse again without you realizing, up until the point where, you know, it can seem impossible to get away from them and get rid of them. But I mean, either way, guys, do you agree with me? Do you agree with Andy? Do you not agree with us at all? And you've got your own thoughts? Well, make sure, if you're watching on the replay, live, stay exactly where you are. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to this channel, turn that notification bell to all, like this video, comment down below your opinion, conspiracy theories, whatever's, and why not go one step further and join today. Become a Popcorn Planeteer for as little as $5.99 a month and get exclusive content from the man himself, Andy Signor. And also, do you know what? Shameless plug. Come on over to my channel as well, Steph the Alter Nerd. I'm your nerdy alternative to royal news and gossip. So if you liked what was coming out of my gob, you're definitely going to like it over there as well. Again, everyone watching on the live, stay exactly where you are. But for those watching on the replay, there are some videos you'll want to clickety-click, clickety-click.